What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 8th day of December, and here we are sitting at about $2.07 with 6 days and 9 hours left in this week. We've got about 8 hours, 10 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Here we are, $2.07 right now, with a little bit of a wick to the upside. We've pulled back a little bit, and I think that's probably because Bitcoin itself has pulled back over the past few hours. But likely from here we do recover, likely we do move higher. I highly doubt that this persists into any kind of lower move. We're just getting a drop before the pump happens. That's my assumption at the moment. Looking at XRP here, looking at the shorter term stuff, the 1 hour time frame, we're getting these same immense levels of volume over the past couple of hours dropping here, but nothing too crazy, right? You're getting a lot of volume, but you're not really going anywhere. Makes me think that we'll probably move back to the upside here. There's probably more buying going on than there is selling, or again, technically there's just as much selling as there is buying going on, but with this amount of volume and selling pressure that's coming on, there's clearly some type of buy wall or people that are buying up the price, not letting it go lower. At least that's my perspective. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, we are in a bullish posturing overall right now. It is a little bit concerning that we have lower highs and that we have not gotten into the overbought zone. That is a bit concerning. And then directly with that as well, just finding resistance specifically at the overbought zone but not getting into it. That's not nice to see, which might be, again, why we're seeing a little bit of a pullback here. But for such a not nice environment, for what should be like a harsh rejection, this really isn't that bad. It's really not that bad. So I think we're just bored. High to low. Golden ratio, I mean, you're encroaching in this area, finding support at the 382. It's very common to hit your golden ratio and go back to your 382 to find support. I mean, I think right here you're finding a low and you're probably going to move higher. Your 1 hour RSI, you do have, you have come back down just below the 50 where you found support before. Stochastics are virtually reset. Maybe we come down a little bit more, maybe. And the MACD is bullish overall. Actually, it's very bullish overall. So the 1 hour time frame, I'm not getting a whole lot, but I do think that we're going to find support soon. If not, that really could have been the low right there. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if that low right there at $2.06, $2.06.7, if that was the low. We look at the 4 hour time frame. We zoom out a little bit here. And I say the low. Look at the low. It's it's just a higher low. It's not even a discernible low at any kind of time frame other than the 1 hour. If we're looking at the 4 hour RSI here, it is a bearish RSI overall. But before we turn around, I would think that we go up a little bit higher still. Doesn't mean we have to. We could turn around here. We did have some bullish divergence. We had higher lows there. I think that was bullish divergence. Oh, I'm sorry, no bullish divergence. Nope, just higher lows with the price, higher lows with the RSI. We are consolidating, and it is overall kind of a bearish RSI, but I think that we're postured in a way now where we could actually see some positive results here over the coming hours. 7 minutes left in this 4 hour candle. I will say I don't like that we're rejecting here, but maybe we're coming down to find support at the 50, maybe. If not, we can go lower to the 40, maybe even back to the oversold zone. And if we do see that, if we do go to the 40 or the oversold zone, I would assume that we see prices that are back below like $2.03. If we go below $2.03, if we go below this low here at $1.98, which is not the call that I'm making, that's not the call that I'm going for. I do not think we're going to go down here. I'm just saying if we do, we likely barely go below these lows at all. It'll be some type of a fake out. We'll probably recover in a matter of no time. I think more or less what we're doing here is working our way higher. So any lower price that comes from that will be insignificant compared to the upside that we have, because I really do think the next move to really be considered is something that would take us to around $2.70 to something that's even above $3, maybe $3.10, something like that. Looking at the stochastics, they're bullish overall at the moment. I don't like the double top on the overbought zone. I don't like that, but still technically in a bullish posturing. The MACD is useless. It's useless. It is technically bearish, but it's useless. I mean, it's so choppy and sideways. The MACD is not going to be helpful here at all. Daily time frame, looking at this. The stochastics are bouncing right off the oversold zone. This is a very powerful signal right here, you guys. And as long as, I mean, even with today closing here or lower, we'd still have this bounce confirmed. I would think that the coming days, again, probably by the end of this week, we're probably working our way up to this 270 area and beyond. I really wouldn't be surprised if in the next 6 days we were actually moving higher, that we were up at this 270 area or higher. Very nice bounce off the oversold zone on the stochastics on the daily time frame, bouncing off the 40 on the RSI on the daily time frame. When you are definitely coming to the focal point, the focused point, the apex point here of this consolidation phase. I think that we're going to break out to the upside. I mean, we're finding support now at the 40. Every attempt that we make up here just tells me that we're going to break out of it. I really do think that we're going to break out to the upside. It's just taking some time, that's all. And then the MACD is bearish overall, but you are building bullish momentum. And if you start to build bullish momentum here, which you are technically, it's actually a very bullish signal. To have your oscillators, the blue line and the orange line, to have them come and touch like this and then bounce. You get that when you're trending in a strong way, right? Like here, you bounced, but it was trending to the negative effect. I bet that produced a very strong result right there, right? Very, very strong result right here. Let's just look, right? Right there, this day, it was a strong result. Now, it wasn't as strong as what we saw over here, but it wasn't like we just moved sideways like this. No, we had a day that dropped 6%. For XRP, a multi-billion-dollar market cap, $100 billion market cap, that's a lot, dropping 6% in a day, and you continue to persist lower, right? Just that idea of this suggesting that you were in a trend, we're doing the same thing here. This doesn't mean that we're off to the skies, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we made a move up to about 270 or higher. 270, I think 310 is the highest, somewhere around there, but probably around 270 to 275 if I had to guess. That's probably the next area that we go to in a very short amount of time. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've said everything that I need to say at this point. Weekly RSIs reset. I mean, just imagine you're you're literally at the same levels on the low ends of this range. You actually have higher weekly closes, but you have lower levels in your RSI, right? You're at the same levels, technically even higher, but you're lower on the totem pole here. You have so much room to run before you get hot, before you get overbought, before you're in these areas that suggest you need to turn around. You've got so much more room to run than you even had back here. And you were here when you ran up to your all-time highs. We're at a higher price now, at a lower point in the RSI. We are set, man. We are ready to go. This thing's going to be explosive, to say the least. The MACD is reset. We're right at the 0, perfect area to bounce. The stochastics are a little bit below the 50, but hey, we've done that before. We've bounced just below the 50 a few times in XRP's history on the weekly time frame with the stochastics, so I don't really mind that. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've said it all. So if you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all very much. This ribbon, the weekly ribbon here, looks like it wants to cross to the downside. I don't think it will. Let's say, if XRP, it's like 2 months from now and this ribbon is crossing down, at that point, then we'll get bearish. But we'll probably be at the same area here, right? Until then, I think what we're doing here is contracting, and then we're getting ready to expand higher, right? It's like back here, you contracted and then you expanded higher. Here you contracted and you expanded higher. Here in the bear market, you contracted and then you expanded lower, right? We're in a contraction phase right now. I think that we're gonna build higher. That's my perspective there. It certainly does look like we want to break back above the daily ribbon here. We're not finding, we are finding resistance here, but we're living in it. We're kind of bleeding into it. I think we have we have a date with destiny, an obligation at this point to go probably around $2.70, if not higher. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I very much do believe that XRP has dramatically higher prices to go, right? It's just going to take some time, probably sometime in Q1. Hit that like button. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.